Hello viewer and welcome to Games with Dialogue. I'm Dialogue and I'm starting a new series using the RPG Maker software to attempt to make an RPG. I really don't think that any more needs to be said on that matter, so without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so here we are. The first thing you'll know is we have to create a new project, name the game, which I have down here, and then it takes a few minutes to load in all the assets. But that's out of the way. We're looking at a blank canvas, a brand new game to create. And I have an idea of what I want to do. Let me show you. If we come down, if you right-click the map and come down to load, you'll have a list of sample maps that you can choose from. Some of these you can just load in immediately, like if I wanted to. There. I've got a whole world map already created. But I don't want to do that. At least not yet. So I can delete. Yes. And you know what occurred to me? I like the idea of an isolated island for the beginning of the game. It gives your character a little bit of isolation, or a little reason to not know what's going on in the world around them. I don't want to duplicate it exactly the way I saw on the map, but let's see here. I like that. Okay, and then a couple of mountains, I think. Just like off, yeah, just like off that way. What else? A waterfall, of course. We always want a waterfall. Just one waterfall. That one? No, that's not it. There we go. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's go back to the mountains. Actually, you know what? I want some hills. I want some hills up this way, like that. We can have the character walk across them and have a different biome for enemies to fight. I like that. All right. And we'll put. You know what? I'll put another mountain there, just to give the impression that that's where the water's coming from. What is? No, I don't like that. I do not like that. Let's put the regular there. Okay. I just realized. Alright. Good. Now, we need, let's see, B, C, and R. R is a scripted events. Little triggers that will happen on the map. I'm looking at city stuff right now, and nothing's jumping out at me except the mountain here. Is it too big if I do this? Like,
to our music feel that same sense of emotion.
No, I don't like it. Let's undo that whole thing. Yeah, all right. Let's go back to. Oh, I could do this kind of mountain range. That's a little big, though. I think a little too much. Okay. But what about towns? Let's do this, I think. I like the idea of a fishing village here. Let's, we don't actually have to build the village right away. We can continue on the world map, but this is a good starter. You know what? It's not a good starter. I changed my mind. I want a couple of trees. I want a few town in isolation. Land. God, what am I trying to say? A few land identifiers to say, hey, these people don't get out much. It's kind of a backwoods. That's good. We can make the forest bigger, and we can make the mountain ranges bigger later. Once we get locked down, what I want to get locked down. But what I'm looking for now, this one. This is what I'm looking for. I want to put I either want to put the cave there, at the top of the waterfall, or I want to put it close by the waterfall. Actually, you know what? Let's put it up there. That means I have to redo this. That's fine. And we'll put some mountains around it. I'm okay with that. There we go. And up there, that's fine. That's good. I like that. All right. What about over here? The hills are fine, I think, because you're gonna walk up through them. I'll put that there. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. And yeah, I'm okay with that. All right. So that is our first part of the map, and we'll get to more later. Let's actually name. I don't think I can. Well, that's a shame. Edit. Of course I can. This will be Overworld, of course. Overworld 1. Well, maybe not Overworld 1. What about Overworld Begin? Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, there we go. We don't even need that. We can just put World Begin. There. And we can change it as we feel later. Especially with the display name. We can call it whatever we want. Like, oh, I don't know. We could name it, there. No. I think that's taken. There. Let's see. Tile set, we can change. We're not going to, because it's a small map. Scroll loop. Loop both. That way, no matter which direction we walk, when we reach the edge of the map, we start at the other end. And everything else we can fix once we get the details for our world map hammered down. Until then, let's see. What was the next one we were going to do? Oh, yes. I was going to put new. Map 2, tile set, we're going to change to outside, because we're going to link the town to the map. We'll do Hero Town, sure. Alright, well, with Hero Town, you know what, I'm going to delete this, because what I want to do is use one of these other towns to start with. And I'm thinking I want to use the fishing village, because it's a nice layout, and we can get a better look at it, and I can delete it when I'm ready to move on. So, we've got an entrance here. And if we scroll down, we could have an entrance here, but I like the idea that this pier goes out into the water, so you can have a boat pull up and unload, maybe at some point in the game. You'll notice here, maybe, the little event squares. I'm assuming that's the waterfall flowing down into the water. And we can set up the same thing on this one, or if we build our own map, we can set up a little waterfall. But it's a neat little touch, I think, if my guess is correct about that. I actually haven't seen this played out. But it's a good way to get a little town set up without having to actually do anything. So I'm going to stick with this for a little bit. There's one more map I want, but I want to build it myself here. I want to show you off what I'm thinking of, and then go from there. Cursed Cave. So there's an entrance down here, and I want the end of the cave to come up here. So we can put new inside, or dungeon. Let's do dungeon. Map name, we'll do, let's just do Bad Cave for now. The display name can be something else, but that's fine. No loop, because there's no open-ended ends to the map. And that's fine. Okay, we'll make that one. Now, let's start with... what do I want to do? Do I want to do... Let's do a floor. Let's do an entrance. I could just copy the cave exactly. I almost did that. But, you know, so rarely do the characters enter from the left and the right. I like that idea better. So we'll do that. And then we'll make... Good lord. We'll make some entrance. There we go. And I gotta redo that, because that was dumb. And there we go. We've got our entryway. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move it down here, because there's no point in just leaving that as wasted space. And we can put this here. There we go. And we can put this here. And then we can just make this... We can just make this black. That's fine. And that gives us a little more room to manipulate things. I'm actually going to have the map go up like this. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. So what do we want to do? Well, before we get too far in here, let's conclude the episode by letting the characters enter these zones we've placed. So it's important for us to set up some events. The very first event we're going to do is entering the village. You right-click, quick event recreation, transfer, and transfer to where? To the village. Now, when they enter is... When and where they enter is the important part here. You want the entrance to be in front of the exit. So if I put the entrance here, and then put the exit transfer back here, that'll work. So let's click OK. And OK. There we go. Now if we click on the fishing village, and we click the back here, quick event creation, transfer, transfer to the world, and right there, and there we go. Great. And we can do that for all three. Great. And one more. And there we go. Okay. Now, go back to the world begins. And right-click on this. And send us to Bad Cave. Right at the entrance. Now, I want the entrance to be right here, I think. Okay. Good. Now let's go to the cave and set up the exit. There we go. Fantastic. Now, of course, we can manipulate it if we don't want them to start and end on the same square. I could have, when they leave the village, they pop out in one of these surrounding squares. Same with the cave, they could pop out here. I might go back and change that, actually, because it frustrates me if I accidentally leave and then I have to go back in. I have to step out and then come back in. I hate that in games. I mean, why not just pop me out in front and then let me turn around and go back in? It's just half a second easier. But I think that's it for the episode today. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. We'll continue building our first dungeon next time on Games with Dialogue. Until then, stay safe and God bless.